Hello, it's me. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Shauna, and the last video you would have seen posted on my channel, I was lying on the floor because of my depression. I'm feeling a lot better because I just got home from camping and it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. It was like 27 degrees, the sun was shining. I walked along the beach, I ate good food, I hung out with my friends, so I'm feeling a lot better. And over the past 3 weeks, 1 month, longer, less time, I bought more books. I bought more books because I'm happy. Shocking. The last video you would have seen, I bought books because I was sad. But I buy books at all times. All times. So I'm going to go through it. I'm going to do a big stack. Honestly, don't mind the lighting. I can't figure out why it looks like the sun is beaming on me. My overhead light is horrendous, but please don't mind. And also, I got a little microphone. I got one of those clip-on mics, so I'm gonna be able to put this away in like a week from now, which is exciting. Okay, books. First off, Son of the Shadows by Juliette Marillier. This is book 2 to Daughter of the Forest, and it is part of the Seven Waters trilogy. Juliette Marillier is a brilliant fantasy writer, and I actually read Daughter of the Forest just earlier this year, and I loved it. I thought it was really beautiful, so I wanted to pick up the second, and I happened to be buying some books secondhand from a little kind of like thrift store slash like little vintage market, and they had the mass market paperback and the original like printing of this, which is the one that I had for mine. I did not expect to be able to find this because I'm just always like collecting kind of, I love the old fantasy covers. I think they're so funky. And yeah, I just happened to find the exact edition that I have in my copy. So I was so happy to pick this up. But yes, this is a second book, so I'm not going to give too much details because it is a continuation. But you do continue with some of the characters, but you are following kind of newer characters from the first book, which is this beautiful series kind of based on the like mythology of, there's 7 siblings, and you have Sorsha, who is the last daughter, and she basically has an evil stepmother who turns her older brothers into swans. And she has to break kind of their curse by doing certain kind of things. Anyway, I don't do justice to it. It's a really good book, but I'm don't want to spoil too much about this because this follows newer characters. Maybe a bad way to describe it, but next up from the same place, I have them kind of mixed up because of the way I grabbed them, but I also bought this in the same time, which is Messages, a book of poems compiled by Naomi Lewis. I honestly just loved the cover of this. It was so funky. And Naomi Lewis is a distinguished critic and writer, and this is an anthology designed for readers who are 11 to 15. I am much older than that, but really anyone can read this any age. It just contains a collection of poems from very famous poets throughout the years. It makes it very approachable. As someone who likes to read poetry, but I don't find that I'm very good at it. I don't really find that I understand it as well. When I saw that this was a little collection targeted to like younger years, I thought it might actually be a good place to start because I struggle with poetry and I'm trying to get better at understanding and reading and comprehending something so different than just like regular written prose. So yeah, I found this little book. Up next, I have Marble Hall Murders by Anthony Horowitz. This is book number 3 in the like Magpie Murders series. He has another series which follows like a detective and him kind of like fictionalized, and he follows the detective, but this one is like a separate. I actually wonder if it's behind me. Is it behind me? No, it's on that side. You can't see it. But yeah, this is book 3 in that series. So again, kind of a continuation. But yeah, think cozy mysteries. You follow. She is a book editor, and she has been living her life, actually. Susan has been living her best life, and we follow her as she's making some changes again. And in this case, we are following, I think it was a... Oh, I can't remember. Hold on. Oh, yeah, there's another... author. It is the grandson of a legendary children's author who died 20 years ago, and Elliot is convinced that his grandmother was murdered, but he is obviously exploring what that looks like. And I'm never good at describing books. I have to get better. I'm sorry. I really do. But Marble Hall Murders, Anthony Horowitz, book 3 in the Susan Ryland series. very good time. Cozy murder mysteries. They're very fun. And yeah, I encourage people to pick them up. I really like Anthony Horowitz's writing. Next up, I have a book called Blind Date by Susan Kearslake. This one is a new collection of short fiction. It invites readers into a rich, imaginative landscape of hope and fear, discovery and despair. The stories range from 19th century rural prairie settlements to the 20th century maritime hospitals, from drought-stricken African villages to trendy contemporary urban high-rises. It's really an eclectic mix. Yeah, she was originally from Chicago and she moved to Canada, I believe, in the in the 60s. Honestly, I've never heard of this author before. I won't lie, this was a bit of a cover buy when I was thrifting. It was like $1 to buy the book. The cover is so, oh, sorry, I forget where my camera is at. The cover is so funky. Like, it's such a little tiny book, but I just love the design. It's so simple, so sleek, so sharp. And this is what the author looks like if you're curious. But yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of this author before. But it sounded pretty good to me, and I love having short story anthologies on my collection or on my shelf, just to break things up every once in a while. Next up, I have more of a contemporary. I feel like people would probably recognize this one. This one is, of course, Ali Hazelwood, Loath to Love You, which is a collection of her novellas, which is Under One Roof, Stuck with You, and Below Zero, all following kind of our STEM heroes and heroines as they deal with conflicts and get along a little more, that kind of thing. So yeah, I found this just at like a little shop that it sells like home goods, but also sells like Home Sense, Winners, all those, if people know them. Yeah, they sell books. It's always such a fun find to find a book for like $8. Anyways, yeah, again, more short stories, but yeah, Ali Hazelwood is such a jam. I really like her stuff. I'm not necessarily caught up on all of her books, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to have some shorter fiction on my shelf for the summer. Next, I have the same. Like I said, this thrifting place that I was at was next level. It had some really good stuff. This is another kind of short story collection, and the reason that I was all for this is because I was reading Catherine Lacey's book, which is I don't even know. Oh, The Answers. I've been reading a lot of Catherine Lacey this year, and I just find I love the way she kind of writes just like the human condition and human thinking and, people just being people in the contemporary setting. And this one kind of gave me those vibes with A.L. Kennedy in What Becomes. And so it says, with her dark humor, brilliant evocation of contemporary social and spiritual melees, like vibes, bad vibes. These 12 stories are profound, intimate observations of men and women whose lives ache with possibility. They conceal tenderness and disappointment, vulnerability and longing, grief and wonders, and show us exactly what it becomes of the brokenhearted. Again, another little short stories. I feel like that's going to be my vibe for the summer. Just dip in and dip out. So I'm looking forward to it. We have A Woman's Story by Annie Ernaux. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Apologies. Translated by Tanya Liesel. This is the author, after her mother's death from Alzheimer's, she embarks on a journey back through time to really understand the woman that her mother was, not just the mother that her mother was. So she goes back to like her mom's home village and hometown in, I believe, Normandy. Outside, where her mom had passed away in like the suburbs of Paris, very different vibes. So she kind of retraces the steps of her mom's life and figures out a little bit more about her after she loses her. So it also won the Nobel Prize in 2022, which I did not know. What? This is amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I found this while thrifting for $1. So I picked it up because I love reading some nonfiction memoirs, biographies. I find them really, really powerful. This one came from a local bookshop in my community, and it is called White Tears, Brown Scars, How White Feminism Betrays Women of Color by Ruby Hamad. This, of course, is all about cultural criticism and history and really, contemporary issues as well. Apparently, it examines subjects as varied as the Hunger Games, the viral Barbecue Becky video, some 19th century lynchings of Mexicans in American Southwest. She's really just arguing that the entrenched entrenched systems of white supremacy have actually not always kind of included all women, especially when you're a white woman. There are some privileges and not some privileges, quite a few privileges that are allotted to you, even though you are still classified as a woman, as opposed to being, say, brown or mixed race or indigenous. There are a lot more barriers in front of you. So yeah, I'm actually really interested to read this. I've had this on my TBR kind of wish list for ages and ages, and I happened to find a copy at my bookstore. So I'm excited. Next, I have I Am What I Am Because You Are What You Are by Carol Glasser Langille. It's just another. I'm on a kick now. This whatever little thrifting thing I was on, there were a lot of short stories there that I was vibing with. This is a collection of linked stories that closely approximate everyday experience, where repeat, intimate encounters might gradually uncover the private, inner lives of others, and the accumulated fragments of incidents and revelations might slowly unveil the context for the choices people have made. This explores the nature of our relationships, what we conceal, what we reveal, and at what cost. I also think, come on, people now, be with me here. That, I hope my camera can pick this up, but it's embossed and faded, like it's repeating the same thing again and again. And you're like, okay, yeah, all right, it's pretty. The color is pretty. Yeah, sure, Sean. No, they're like, oh yeah, sorry, that was the old price. It was $1 also. No, not on an angle. No, you can't be doing that. Like, you can't, like, what? Who designed this book? This is phenomenal. I picked this book up 50% for the content, 50% for the cover. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Next is a teeny tiny book, The Wasteland and Other Poems by T.S. Eliot. As I mentioned earlier, I do like reading poetry. I don't find I get as much kind of oomph from it. I don't always kind of relate to it or connect to it or think that's part of my brain is engaged as much, but I've always obviously heard of T.S. Eliot, very famous, very beloved. For his trailblazing. He's a trailblazing pioneer in modern poetry, says the back. Very tiny, very cute. Shove it in your pocket and go and read. The last two books that I want to hype up and say that I bought, I've already read these books. I read them kind of right when they came out, which is, of course, The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett, and book 2, which is A Drop of Corruption. The Tainted Cup was my favorite book of last year. I adored this book, and I never owned a physical copy. I only listened to the audiobook, so I finally bit the bullet. I was kind of like, you know what? I want to treat myself. I want them on my shelf. I definitely want to reread them. So I bought the first one, and after I listened to the audiobook of the second one, it was also really good. I didn't love it as much as the first, but that happens, was A Drop of Corruption. Very interesting book. It follows that kind of like Sherlock Watson kind of vibe, but in this case, like a very fantasy world. So it's that kind of whodunit, but you're really on the ground because you have Anna Delabra and Denius Cole. They are your investigators in the Empire. It's honestly like if there's one book that I hype up, it is like, I never talk about it because I'm always doing haul videos. I notice I do a lot of haul videos. Your girl might need to stop buying books and do some other vlogs. Hoping the mics that I get, the little clippable mics, will make me want to vlog more and not do these sit down videos, but change it up. Do a lot of book hauls, but I don't talk about The Tainted Cup enough. Love it. So good. The hype is real. Pick it up if you haven't. It's such a good time. So yeah, those are all the books that I bought in the recent past, my recent past. And like I said, I'm excited because I've got some fun things in the works, especially for summer, with the little clip-on mic, going outside and reading, or going out and about, or doing more vlog styles, just because I'm kind of stuck. My camera, if I do it with my phone, I have to be close to it to be able to like hear it. And if I do it with my laptop with my like little plug-in mic, again, I can only be so far away from the camera and the mic at the same time. So I'm excited to have my new mic, and I hope you look forward to the content that comes soon. I feel like I have a couple new subscribers on my channel, so I just wanted to say hi, welcome. I'm so thankful that you wanted to watch more of my content, and I can't wait to make some more for you. So wherever you are, whenever you are, have a lovely day, night, evening, eve. Have a good one. See you in the next one.